Magandang Lunes muli sa inyong lahat. Ika-8 ng Marso 2021 na dagdagan na po ang ating bakuna sa pagdating ng 38,400 doses ng Astra Zenica kagabi, bringing the total doses of the UK vaccine to 525,600. At kung idadagdag po natin ang doses ng Sinovac, nasa 1,125,600 doses na ang nasa bansa na makakapagbakuna ng 562,800 na katao. Yan po ay isang magandang balita para matuldukan na po ang pandemyang ito. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chodoro. I do the stock market report every day, which I started last August 2020. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Samahan ninyo ako ngayong araw at sisiyasatin natin ang mga bad loans data ng mga bangko at ang resulta ng trading sa ating Philippine Stock Exchange ngayong araw, March 8, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Let's take a look at the news from the Philippine Star. More Astra Zeneca vaccines arrive. Another 38,400 doses of Astra Zeneca COVID-19 vaccines arrived at the NAIA Terminal 3 past 7 p.m. yesterday on a commercial flight of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines from Amsterdam, bringing the brand's total doses in the Philippines to 525,600. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr., testing czar Vince Dizon, and other government officials attended the turnover of the vaccines after they were processed and cleared for release by the Bureau of Customs at the NAIA through the advanced documents and clearances presented by the Department of Health and Food and Drug Administration representatives. At present, the country has a total of 1.1256 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines, courtesy of China's Sinovac and the COVAX facilities Astra Zeneca. The Philippines is expected to receive over 40 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines from the United States and the United Kingdom this year. About 13 million doses of vaccines from the US biotechnology company Moderna are also expected to arrive in the country by the end of May or early June. Some 117,000 doses are expected from Pfizer. American company Johnson & Johnson has also allocated 6 million of its COVID-19 vaccine to the Philippines, according to reports. So that's very good news for the Philippines as more vaccines arrive in order to end this pandemic. So let's now go to the PSE. The PSE Index closed lower at 6756.92 or 124.45 points down. That's 1.81% lower than the previous closing price. And generally, if we'll take a look at the chart, the PSE is moving in a general sideways direction. So I see that the nearest resistance is at EMA 20, that's 6,900, or 60, it's at 6,914 right now, but it's 6,900 in my estimate. Now, if we will draw a disjoint channel, kung magda-draw tayo ng isang disjoint channel, something like that, ang movement ng kanyang chart, ano? So it becomes narrower and narrower to the point that it is now moving sideways. So that's the PSE for you. The support area of the PSE is at this level, so 67 to 6700 is the support area. And there was net foreign selling of 497 million, but this is lower than last Friday's 595.7 million. So let's take a look at the market activity. 201 companies declined, 38 advanced, while 29 remain unchanged. So the decliners outnumbered the gainers and the unchanged companies. As for the all-share index, it also declined by 1.9%, and all the sectoral indices were in the red. This was led by the financial companies at 3.29%, followed by mining at 3.06%. So as for the most active stocks, let's now take a look at Dito, Merrimart, PHA, APL rather, ACEN, MBT, SM, Ali, BDO, and DaVinci. So pumasok sa top 10 si DaVinci. So let's get on to it, and let's take a look at the most active stocks. By the way, we have news on the banks, on the bad loans, and I will be sharing the news as we review Metrobank, number 6 in the top 10. So Dito had a decline today. It's a sharp decline at 8.79%, or 1.34 points. And it is already bearish since our 20-day exponential moving average is now over our candlestick. Before, it was just moving sideways, and it went as low as 1272. And it's just market sentiment. This is further confirmed by the relative strength index, which is now at 41.23, a bearish number. The trend is now moving downwards, as seen through our 20-day exponential moving average and our RSI, which is bearish. Now, the nearest resistance is actually, this is already in the resistance level, since our EMA 20 or EMA 50 is acting as resistance at 13.63. However, the next resistance level, the next support level after that is at 11.05. Now, when we talk about support and resistance, these are not exact points, but these are areas. The nearest support, rather, is at 11.05. Just like I said, it is already in the support area, not resistance, as I mentioned earlier. I keep interchanging the terms, but what I meant is that the lower level is our support, and the upper level, which forms the ceiling, is our resistance. Then let's see Merrimart. Merrimart is also bearish. It had a drop today of 15.20. May news ba dito? Wala siya. It's just market sentiment, probably on news items on the vaccines, but that should be good news, diba? Anyway, it's bearish, and it had a low of 4.81 from a high of 8.56. So what's causing it to be bearish? RSI is at 24.88. It is already in the oversold level. An RSI below 30 is oversold, while an RSI above 70 is overbought. Meaning that if the RSI is oversold, there is a possibility of a reversal anytime soon. So in the meantime, the support level is the support level is the EMA 20 and EMA 50 is acting as our resistance level, while the nearest support is can't say, nag-break siya ng support eh. Kasi this is the nearest support, it's at 567, but it broke the support level already. 5.64 is the support level and it's now at 519. So after that, the next support level would be 472. Kasi merong resistance dito or another support level dito when you take a look at the chart to the left. Or 4.5 rather. 4 pesos and 50 centavos. Next, PHA. Premier Horizon also dropped. It is below our 20-day exponential moving average, but it is still above the 50-day exponential moving average. In general, it is bearish since our RSI is now at 43 from last Friday's 54. So the trend have changed already, and our 50-day exponential moving average is acting as our support in this stock. And the next support level after that would be here at the 100-day, 1.77. Actually, it's 1.39 yung EMA 100 eh. So it's between 140 and 170, the next support level. So it is bearish. And then APL. Okay, APL also dropped by 12.55% or 3.2 centavos. And it is also bearish since our RSI is at 44 and the closing price is below the 20-day exponential moving average of 25 centavos. So the 50-day exponential moving average is acting as our support. That's at 21.77 centavos. It is now actually in the support level. And the next support after that is here at 19.53 centavos. And then ACEN. Okay, ACEN is also bearish since the closing price is below our 20-day and 50-day exponential moving average. This is confirmed by our RSI of 58. No, at 40.70. So bearish siya, and it continues to move sideways to bearish. But there was net foreign buying on AC Energy, 45.12 million. Tingnan lang natin on where the stock will go because most of the stocks in the index are bearish. Even our PSE index is bearish, sideways to bearish. But it is expected, yung index is expected to move sideways this week. And then Metrobank, may news tayo dito, including BPI and BDO. Okay, it's moving sideways. And our RSI is at right now at 49.17. Bearish to sideways ang kanyang movement. And more on the sideways movement actually. Kasi last Friday, it was at 50. Tama na ba? 49.79 last Friday. Nasa 49.17. So, paside yung movement niya. And one good thing about Metrobank is that there is foreign buying today at 236 million. Now, what is the news on Metrobank? From the business world, bad loans pick up anew in January. Non-performing loans held by big banks rose again in January after a debt moratorium expired at the end of 2020. Data from the central bank showed the bad loans ratio stood at 3.7% in January, inching up from the 3.61% in December and 2.16% recorded a year ago. Gross NPLs edged 0.15% higher to 392.256 billion from 391.657 billion in December, but 67% up from the 234.987 billion logged in January 2020. Loans are considered non-performing once they are left unpaid at least 30 days beyond the due date. They are deemed risky to lenders' asset quality as these have a high risk of default. Now, may I share with you the commentary of BDO Nomura on this news item. The rise in NPLs for January is expected, and we anticipate NPLs to continue to rise in the coming months and peak at 4 to 6% in the second quarter of this year for our covered banks, namely BPI, Metrobank, and SecB. Nonetheless, we believe that our covered banks are adequately capitalized and have sufficient buffers in place with NPL cover of 115 to 174% to withstand rising NPL risks. We also view FIST as a favorable development for the banking sector as it would allow banks to better manage NPLs and for a focus on lending activities to support recovery. We currently have buy ratings on BPI, MBT, and neutral on SecB. So that is the commentary on BDO Nomura on the three banks. So wala silang commentary on BDO. Well, that is understandable because it is their bank. Next, let's take a look at ano yung next natin after MBT? SM. Okay, SM continues to move sideways as our 20 and 50-day exponential moving averages are just piercing through the candlesticks. So if you'll take a look at the chart, so sideways lang siya with resistance level at ito, 1086 ang nearest resistance. The support level, let's put it at EMA 100. EMA 100 is at 999. Pero if you will plot it in the chart, it's 1011. So it's, shall we say 1000 yung nearest support level ni SM. Moving sideways, our RSI is also in between, it's 49.52, bearish to sideways, but more on the sideways movement. Next, after SM, Ali. Okay, Ali had a red candlestick today, and the closing price is now lower than the three exponential moving averages. So it's at 37.75, and it is at the support level. So yung 37.75 is support already, and I expect it to bounce in this level. However, if it pierces through this support, actually yung support niya is up to this level, 36.26 to 34.72 yung next support level niya. So 36.2 to 34.72 ang next support level ni Ali. But this is already in support. And I expect Ali to bounce at this level because Ali naman is a good stock. So the RSI is at 49.66. Shall I say it is sideways to bearish, but more on the bearish side. Okay, next, let's take a look at BDO. Okay, BDO had a drop, 4.33%. Kasi last Friday, it was already at 110. And now it's at 106. Now, the nearest support of BDO is at 103 to 104. The nearest resistance would be 113. Well, in general, it's still moving sideways. Bearish to sideways ang kanyang movement. Finally, we have Da Vinci. Okay, it had a 27.09% drop, and that's huge. From Here, noong February 11, it had a 30% upside or upward movement, and it is now bearish at 31.36. So what's causing it to drop? So if I were you, I would stay away first from the stock and avoid trading. Pero what's good about this is that there was net foreign buying on the stock. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market, March 8, 2021. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review sa akin, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Ito po si Benji Chodoro, nagpapaalala, mag-ingat sa scam. If it is too good to be true, it's false. Joke lang po. Magpapakuna ng maaga ng di maabala. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsabaybay. Bye for now.